No trades have happened, but we might be getting closer. Aaron Gordon and the Boston Celtics sure hope so. The Rocket streak ends, and so does the Hawks, but the Raptors continues on and on and on. The Grizzlies are a pleasure to watch, and so are the Thunder. We'll show some small market love today that it will hopefully leave you dancing. Hey, I'm Tas Mellis, and this is what you need to know in the NBA for Tuesday, March 23rd. Good morning, everybody. Toronto, Houston is where we start because one streak had to end. The Rockets' 20-game losing streak is over, but the Raptors' losing streak continues at 9. But hopefully for Kyle Lowry, this championship era of the Raptors ends today for him. Yes, I would like Kyle Lowry to be moved for his own sake, for the Raptors' sake, because it's time to move on from this championship era of the Raptors. This could have been his last game, and yeah, it may end on a sour note, but it's time for them to turn the page on this chapter of the Toronto Raptors. Move him before the deadline. It was already kind of over before this season when Serge Ibaka and Marcus Gasol left. Now, Kyle Lowry, to paint the picture, is golfing 36 holes today on his off day, as he told Michael Grange. And ideally, he gets the call from GM Masai Ujiri while he's on a green. He'll bury his putt, put the flag back in, light a cigar, and with it, his 9-year career with the Toronto Raptors shall go up in smoke. Now, I don't know if Kyle Lowry smokes cigars, but today he should. Maybe his statue erected outside the Raptors arena will be him taking a golf swing. Speaking of memorializing, Eric Kareem memorialized Lowry's game against the Rockets on The Athletic. Why would you memorialize a game like that? Well, because the Raptor does it again. Kyle Lowry had a great game, even in a loss. As for that game, John Wall shot 8 for 30, but had a gorgeous 360 spin layup. Wow, vintage John Wall. Rockets broadcaster Matt Bullard said it was an ode to Lakers legend Elgin Baylor, who passed away on Monday. That was a heck of a line, because the thing that sticks out in my mind when I think of Elgin Baylor is him in the air, hanging like that. Elgin Baylor was doing that type of thing in the 60s while averaging 27 and 13 boards and serving in the Army during his Hall of Fame career. Baylor was 86. May he rest in peace. Speaking of streaks ending, the Hawks' 8-game winning streak is over. Looked like it was going to 9. The Clippers came back from 22 points in the second half on Atlanta. Ty Lue's line change of all 5 players midway through the third quarter sparked it. Luke Kennard, who hadn't played all game, was that spark. He has been a disappointing $64 million man for the Los Angeles Clippers. I thought he could be their de facto point guard late in games this season. He was that in this one. He had 20 points in just 18 minutes, all in the second half. Terrence Mann added 21 off the bench as well. The Hawks have 6 more games on the road to get back on track for coach Nate McMillan. They just won 8 in a row, their longest winning streak in years. Can they trade John Collins before Thursday's deadline, or just roll the dice in the offseason to see if they can make a deal? One team that was rumored to want Collins was the Boston Celtics, but they appear to be closer to trading for Orlando's Aaron Gordon. Yes, this might be real. We might be getting a trade. No more teasing. The rumor deal, I've got some parts here, would be 25-year-old Aaron Gordon plus vet Evan Fournier to the Celtics for Marcus Smart and 2 first-round picks, according to Sam Amick of The Athletic and Matt Moore of the Action Network. Those 2 gentlemen confirmed this rumor that the Celtics want Gordon. They obviously do, because Keith Smith reported the Celtics attempted to trade for Aaron Gordon at both the 2019 and 2020 trade deadlines, but that this season it could actually happen because of Gordon's trade request and Orlando's lost season. Things are different in Orlando, and they're also different in Boston this season. The Celtics have fallen off defensively since their Eastern Conference Finals run last year. Losing Smart, but gaining Aaron Gordon would make them hard to guard. But would it bring this team together? Something's going on, in my opinion, in that locker room. And they've also fallen below 500 after a loss to the Grizzlies. When your point guard can do things like this, John Morant was getting to the rim in this game. How do you stop this guy? My goodness, he was over the rim. He's one of the reasons Memphis leads the league in points in the paint at 56 per game. Yeah, their point guard likes to go to the hole. They got it done in overtime. Yeah, the Celtics were shorthanded, but they did have 2 All-Stars. John Morant wasn't an All-Star this year. He's a future All-Star. He had 29 in this game. The Charlotte Hornets started their life without their future All-Star and started off well. LaMelo Ball is done for the season. But the Hornets, they are not. One thing about everyone's second favorite team in Charlotte is that they've got some depth, even without LaMelo. Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier are their scorers. Hayward had 27 and Rozier had 24 in a win versus the Spurs on Monday. PJ Washington and Devontae Graham give them support in their starting lineup, even though they both have been a little disappointing this season. And Malik Monk is a prototypical 6th man. Now, I thought Devontae Graham would be traded because he's a restricted free agent this offseason, but now he's filling in for Ball, and he's a capable guy. He scored 18 points per game off the bench last season. So now, is he going to be dealt? I'm not sure. The Spurs couldn't get it done, but it was a pleasure to watch point guard DeMar DeRozan work. 28 points on 11 of 16 shooting. And DeMar called Kyle Lowry after the game. People still talk on the phone. Old teammates still talk on the phone. More importantly, what does it mean? Does it mean he's being traded, or are they just friends? DeMar recently lost his father. I'm sure they're just chatting it up. DeMar and Kyle Lowry talking there. Kyle Lowry was in the middle of his press conference and said, yeah, I'll take this in a second. Hold. I'll call you back, DeMar. Thanks to Josh Lewenberg of TSN for that info. OKC, Minnesota. Maybe the Thunder aren't just a good story. Maybe they're just good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an absolute boss. He is not scared of contact. Going in there with the big guys. He had no problem going inside against Minnesota. He had 31. He is their best player by far, but he has help, including 7'2" Moses Brown, who went undrafted out of UCLA in 2019. This guy is not scared of Anthony Edwards coming at him at the rim. He is legit 7'2" and legit not scared of anyone. I love watching him play on both ends. OKC made a shrewd trade to get sharp shooting Svi Mykhailiuk from Detroit recently. Kenrich Williams is very talented. Isaiah Roby is an absolute pleasure to watch. OKC's shooting is what got them the win versus Minnesota. They had 21 threes. And Svi Mykhailiuk, of course, was a huge part of that. And one of his threes got 19-year-old Alexei Pokusevski dancing on the sideline. Check the moves from the 19-year-old. Yeah, he's got it. Towns had a good stat line in this one, 33 and 10, but it took him 28 shots to get those points. Wrapping up the night, Sacramento beat Cleveland. How did Toronto lose to that team? I don't know. The Bulls tried to take it to Rudy Gobert and the Jazz early, but the Bulls continued their poor play versus good teams. Chicago is 0-9 versus plus 500 teams over the last 6 weeks, and the shorthanded Bucks beat the shorthanded Pacers. The No Dunks crew will not be shorthanded today. Make sure you check out the full No Dunks episode here on Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow to give you the news as fast as I possibly can. I will see you then.